Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to the Mark Richt Show, presented by Williamson Automotive. Joe Zagacki alongside my broadcast partner, Don Bailey Jr., and of course, University of Miami head coach Mark Richt. And the Hurricanes are coming off a bye week. And Coach, how did the bye week go for you?
It went well. We got our work done. Our coaches got a lot of recruiting done. We had a lot of time to really study the tape and consider the things that we wanted to do. And then, of course, we added the video that we saw from the Clemson game as well. And so I think we have all the information that we're going to get, so we better have the plan ready to go.
Coach, you talked about going back also to fundamentals in the off week, tackling and blocking and nutrition and getting strong, and how did that work out as well?
I thought it went well. You know, the guys have done nothing but play hard and practice hard for us, so it's been very few days where I had to snap on them a little bit, but mostly it's been good.
This is, to a certain extent, I guess, the beginning of a next season, right? Because now you move into the conference season.
Right.
We only have one more non-conference game remaining later in October, but this is going to be quite a month, October.
Oh, it really is, and like you say, conference play is what it's all about. It gives you the opportunity to you know, get to the playoffs, and that's what we're hoping to do, is, you know, get ourselves in the ACC championship game, and from there, who knows what good things could happen.
Coach, you fortunately, being at Georgia all those years and Florida State, you had a lot of experience with Georgia Tech, and how is that related to preparation for this week?
Well, I'm mostly concerned on whether Coach Diaz has that familiarity with Georgia Tech and the things that they do offensively, and I do think we have a good plan. You know, there's a certain mentality that you have to go play that game. It's a tough physical game. They really do come after you. They are very physical blockers, and they run the ball so well. They've been one of the leading rushing teams in America over the last, well, ever since Paul Johnson's
8 years,
been there.
yeah.
I mean, they're I bet they've been top 5 every year. They're probably averaging top 2, top 3 in America. And so, you know, to stop that run game, it takes a lot. And then when you have a quarterback like they have now who can throw the ball well, along with his ability to run the option, it's very difficult to defend.
Jamal Thomas is their quarterback. He was the MVP of the Orange Bowl game down here a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, when they beat Mississippi State. He's not a big guy, but he plays big, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very tough. He just, I don't know what the term for it is, but he's a great competitor, very elusive athlete, reads the option extremely well, throws the ball well. You know, I don't think size really matters in that position, other than, you know, being able to take the physical punishment of it. But for the most part, he stayed pretty healthy. I know a year ago in the Miami game, he did get, he was out of the game relatively early, and you know, that made it tough on Georgia Tech last year. But you don't want to see anybody get hurt, and you want to see, you know, everybody at their best. But he's just a great competitor, as I said, and a guy that has a lot of faith and confidence in what they're doing.
You've been leaning on a lot of freshmen so far the first month of the season, and had the away game at App State. That was an experience, but this is a little bit different at Bobby Dodd, where you're walking into a crowd that's twice as big and twice as loud.
Yeah, it'll be twice as big, twice as loud for sure, and it'll be in a very interesting setting. You know, we saw mountains last game, and we'll see buildings this game. It's right in the heart of Atlanta, and it really is a pretty skyline there, and it's a pretty cool place to play. So I think, you know, the true freshmen will, you know, see it for the first time, and the second-year players will see it for their first time too. And but again, I think once it gets loud enough where you can't hear, it doesn't matter if there's 30,000, 50, or 100,000. You know, once it's loud, it's where you got to be able to handle, you know, all your cadence without that verbal. You know, in the gun especially, you got to be nonverbal cadence.
Coach, we talk about their offense and stopping the fullback. They're not afraid every now and then to drop back and throw it about as far as he can throw it. And they always have tall receivers like they do this year, Ricky June, number 2. And you look at their catch per play, it's 18 yards a catch, 36 yards a catch.
Always.
Well, what kind of pressure does that put on your secondary?
A lot. I mean, in essence, it'll be man coverage just about every snap. And again, there's so much run responsibility for everybody. If you get whipped in the perimeter, if your DBs get blocked by their wide receivers on a consistent basis, it's going to be a lot of big plays. And then, so they're very concerned about that. And then there's enough of a, you talk about play action pass. And when they fake a run and throw, they're sitting really pretty with a bunch of one-on-ones downfield. And if you're in man coverage and you for just a moment think it's a run and you lose your man and then you're trying to recover, it's really just too late. All you can do is hope for a poor throw and a chance to chase a guy down and tackle him if you don't bat the ball down.
All right, we will continue with more right here on the Mark Richt Show right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Mark Richt Show, presented by Williamson Automotive. I'm Joe Zagacki alongside Don Bailey Jr. A big weekend for the Hurricanes as they had an event where they received a huge gift, and that gift is going to help the University of Miami build a new indoor practice facility.
And Coach, what does this do for your program?
Well, functionally, it's going to be huge. I mean, just for us to know that there's not one day that we'll miss of preparation because of weather. We know that we can get the work done if we need to get it done. We know that if we need to give our guys a break from the heat, we can get it done. We know if we bring a bunch of guests on our campus for a recruiting junior day and 250 people show up, we know that we'll be good. We know in our off-season program, our mat drills, we don't have to worry about, getting shin splints on a gym floor and all that kind of stuff, or trying to get the wrestling mat to work right, or all those kind of things that we just don't have to mess around with. When it's time for pro day, our seniors or our draft eligible players to show the NFL what they have at our place, we don't have to worry about it raining or lightning or ruining the day. So that is going to be huge in the development of our team and in the preparation of our team. So that's big. But the other thing is when a recruit comes in town and he sees the indoor and what it's going to look like, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be something that we'll all be very proud of. That, they'll say Miami is a first-class program in every way, shape, or form. And, if they go to another school now and see this type of facility and they'll be in awe of it, and then they come to our place and they're like, where's yours, Coach? You got to sit there and explain stuff to them. And so now, the fact that we know it's coming, we know it's going to be there during the time of these current players that we're recruiting. It's going to happen during their time that they're here. That's one less thing you have to try to battle, and that's an exciting thing in recruiting.
Let's go back to Friday for a moment. We were at the Fontainebleau Hotel. And Carol Sofer, who is a huge University of Miami fan, she is a great fan.
All sports.
In all sports, yes. Yeah, she's a great fan. And her son, Jeffrey, dedicated the gift in her name for the indoor facility, and the event was first class all the way.
It was big. Well, it's at the Fontainebleau. Yeah. I mean, can't get any better than that. And of course, they're majority owners of that property, and it is beautiful and stunning. But as you mentioned, Carol loves this university. She loves the sports program. She loves football in particular, and Jeffrey loves his mom. And that's kind of how this thing happened. There was a gift made in honor of their father at the medical center, and then it was kind of like, well, what? Jeffrey's like, well, what can I do for you, Mom? Kind of thing, and she wanted to do something in athletics, and it just timed out where this was the greatest need in our program right now, and she could not wait to get it going. And she really didn't want her name to be on it, but her son, Jeffrey's like, if your name's not on it, then we're not doing it, But she's just so happy and so thankful that something special is going to be happening, and to have, she had mentioned to have a woman's name on a building like that. It's very rare across America for that to happen. So I think she's pretty excited about that as well.
All right, let's recap Friday night's event brought to you by UHealth Sports Medicine. At UHealth, we get you back in the game.
This is truly a special day for the University of Miami, for our Department of Athletics, and for our football program. We are here to announce a transformational gift to our university and to extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation to a family that has been unwavering in their support of Miami.
It is now my pleasure to show you the future practice home of our University of Miami Hurricanes, the University of Miami Carol Sofer Football Indoor Practice Facility.
I'm all smiles, I can tell you that right now. Since I've been head coach, if there's ever a day we had to practice, I always had to think of what plan B was. What in the world are we going to do? The indoor facility, it's a sign and a message to the rest of the college football world that we are totally dedicated to being great.
I am a very passionate fan of the University of Miami. More than anything, I knew the athletic department needed an indoor practice facility and how important it was to get this project underway. But athletics brings us together as a community. I love the competition, I love the high spirits, I love the marching band, and I love winning.
As you have heard, the Sofers have led the way. And Mark and Catherine Richt have made their commitment, as have a number of other individuals. However, there's more work to be done. We need everyone who loves the U and who bleeds orange and green to help reach our goal. The project will not go forward until we have commitments for the full cost. Additionally, we'll be launching a website, hurricanesfootballfacility.com, or you can contact the Hurricane Club offices to make a gift. Thank you all for being here, and go Canes!
I am a very passionate fan of the University of Miami. More than anything, I knew the athletic department needed an indoor practice facility and how important it was to get this project underway. But athletics brings us together as a community. I love the competition, I love the high spirits, I love the marching band, and I love winning.
The loyalty that she has, as Joe mentioned, just to this sports program, but she attends everything. We've been together with baseball games, and you see her basketball, men's and women. She's at all the football games, on the road, at home, everywhere. I mean, she's as committed, committed a supporter as we have.
Well, you know, they moved in town in the 70s, and she's like, well, I'm going to adopt the local teams, the Dolphins, the Hurricanes, and all that, and over the years, she did become very close to this program, and I mean, I'm thankful for that relationship. Obviously, I mean, I was as happy as I could be at that announcement, because I just knew what it meant for this program, for, you know, our near future and for years and years down the road. It's so very much needed, and you know, sometimes when you're one of the last people to build a facility, you get to look at all the other facilities, you see all the mistakes everybody made. You'll ask, you know, if you could do it again, what would you do different? You hear all these things, and quite frankly, I spent about the last 3 years of my life doing all that background work for the indoor that's being built at Georgia right now. So, I've seen a lot of facilities because of that, and I know some of the things that need to be done to make this one is good or better than anybody in America, and so that's our plan, that's our goal, and it's going to happen.
By the way, our fans can rally behind you as well in this deal, because before a shovel goes in the ground, all the money has to be raised. So the fans can donate to hurricanesfootballfacility.com and get involved in this and help you out, help the program out.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you love the program,
and
then
you
get involved. Oh yeah, my wife and I got involved. We actually donated $1 million to this thing, and it was kind of a natural for us, because it is my alma mater. It is very much needed, and I knew it would bless our current players, but for players for years to come. And this is not, you know, some of those indoor facilities around America, they're like 10 buildings. There's like a big barn out there, you know, and they get them out in the country somewhere and they just throw this barn up, and it's functional. It works. But this is on our campus. This is Coral Gables. It's going to be high class building, and it's going to be a very, it's got to be hurricane proof and all that. So it's going to be sturdy. It's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be that way for 50 to 100 years. I don't think there's any doubt about it, and there will be nothing done that's not first class around here. So I'm just really, really grateful and very excited.
Coach, let's go back to recruiting for a minute. You talk about the importance of the incoming freshmen and the young players that you're speaking to throughout the country right now, that they have it, but it also says a lot when Catherine and Mark Richt donate $1 million to how committed you are to this program for the rest of your career.
Well, yeah, I want people to know that I'm here for the long haul, however long that is. God only knows that answer, but my goal is to be here until I'm finished coaching, and I plan on doing it for a while. I'm still relatively young in coaching years, and it coming back to my alma mater. That was not the number one reason why I came back. Okay, if it was only because of that, I don't know if I'd have come. It was because you can win at Miami. You got a great recruiting base right in your own backyard. The tradition has already been set, and it is my alma mater. It was like icing on the cake. And so when this need came up, I was like, honey, we need to join in and let people know we're serious about being here and serious about making this place great and doing the things that it takes to make it happen. So sometimes it means coming off your wallet a little bit, but that's okay. I've been blessed in that way, and I can't think of a better way to spend it.
Well, Coach, thank you for the gift, and thank you for being with us here tonight. And when we come back, Don and I will wrap up things right here on the Mark Richt Show, presented by Williamson Automotive. Welcome back, everyone, to the Mark Richt Show, presented by Williamson Automotive. On Saturday, Miami and Georgia Tech, a 12 o'clock kickoff from Bobby Dodd Stadium. And Don, as always with Georgia Tech, you got to stop the option attack. This year, that means the quarterback, Justin Thomas, and the big fullback is always a tough guy to stop as well.
Absolutely. That fullback, you got to handle him first. Then you got to go, of course, to the quarterback, and then it goes to the pitch. Miami's got to make sure defensively they are on all three phases of Georgia Tech's offense the entire ball game, because if not, you know what can happen.
They have the fullback, which they call the B-back, and then the two A-backs. Of course, a lot of big plays are made on the perimeter.
That they are, both in the run and the pass. They've got a quarterback that can throw the ball deep, and they'll send three guys streaking down the field and try and make something big happen. But really, what Manny Diaz has been talking about all season long is how important it is for Miami to make a tackle, and you'll see that need come through on Saturday.
Miami is number 1 in scoring defense and number 4 in run defense. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Hurricanes are going to have to score. They might not get the ball that much. They're going to have to score against Ted Roof, who is the defensive coordinator, against his defense. Very experienced defensive line, not so experienced secondary.
Well, what's nice, Joe, is that we've seen Miami through the first 3 games of this season. We've seen them run conventional. They've gone under the center with Brad Kaya. We've also seen them with the power game, putting in Marquez Williams at the fullback spot. But more importantly, we learned that Miami can run tempo as well and as fast as anybody. So if they get behind and they need to increase the play count, Mark Richt can put the pedal down on the gas and rev up the play calling.
All right, should be a good one. For Don Bailey Jr. and University of Miami head coach Mark Richt, I'm Joe Zagacki. We'll see you next time right here on the Mark Richt Show. So long, everyone.